right, this morning I was enjoying my FMF finest premium Ceylon tea, sipping my tea, and I was thinking about it. And then I realized, how about we talk to someone from SPCA? SPCA has been there for a while, and not many people sort of like aware the services that they provide. And we have Mr. Narayan, who happened to take out special time for this. Mr. Narayan, thank you so much for coming, and a very special welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, actually, we have this chai with SN, the normal chit-chat show, which we reflect on so many different things, and we enjoy our tea. That's why I got tea for you too.
Yeah.
So while we are chatting, of course, you can enjoy your tea. This is the FMF finest premium Ceylon tea. There's a lot of talk about this tea, and they are our sponsors. So we start off with SPCA, the establishment. When did it start, and what's the story behind it, and what are the services you provide? Maybe if you can just explain in a summarized version, what is it actually all about?
Yeah, thank you. So SPCA, as you mentioned, that a lot of people don't basically know that what we are and who we are and what we do.
We have heard that, of course, there is a veterinary service and all those things.
Yeah. So we have been around for 72 years, actually. It's one of the oldest welfare organizations in Fiji. We're based in Walube in Suva.
Right.
So
do you have a Western division?
We don't actually, but the West also has two shelters. They have Animals Fiji, and they have PASH, Pacific Animal
Linked
Welfare.
to SPCA?
No, they're separate organizations, but they basically carry out the same responsibilities and duties we do.
Okay.
So basically, our focus is on providing veterinary care to pet-owned owners on a subsidized basis, so subsidized services, and also looking at animal welfare, cruelty cases, rescue cases, looking into legislation changes, working with different government organizations, different welfare organizations, to basically make sure the animals are looked
after. Is it a 24-hour service?
We know. At the moment, it's only 8 to 5, 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday. We do offer after-hour services, depending on case by cases. We provide over the phone first aid, and if it's really bad, then yes, we have members who come and look at the emergency cases as well.
Is it very focused on the dogs and cats, or is just any pet?
So we would call it mixed practice. Yes, mixed practice, as in we look at dogs, cats. We also occasionally get goats, cows, horses. So we also do large animal and small animals. We also got birds, like sometimes they get struck by lightning or get hit by trucks, smash into windows and stuff with fractured wings. So we also look at those as well. And
within the shelter, you have certain different areas for different pets, or
yeah. So the clinic is the main area. That's where all the animals get seen. So basically, everything gets seen through the clinic. But the shelter, we have animals for adoptions, but yes, they're kept in different areas. We only house dogs and cats. Like that's how our facility is built. Basically to just house dogs and cats.
So how many you have right now? I mean,
as of this morning, when I was in the shelter, we currently have 91 animals.
91?
Yes.
And all the owners have brought them in, or?
So most of them are stray animals. We do have few surrenders. So basically, people are moving to new apartments and not able to keep their animals. They're moving overseas, or somebody has passed on and they're not able to look after the animal, or they had a neutered female dog and it had puppies, so they surrendered and got the mother T-cells. We try to focus more on the stray animals. So the animals we receive through local council trapping. So the council goes out and does trapping. Ministry of Agriculture does trapping, or people who basically pick up animals from the roadside and bring in. We do take in surrenders occasionally, depending on the spacing in the shelter, because we do get really full. Our capacity is close to 120 animals.
So when you sort of get say a dog or a stray dog, so you bring that sort of animal to the center, then of course there is a fee involved, right? Or there is somehow how you sort of like look after
so the stray animals we don't charge any fee, but if out of good heart people make a donation, then we do accept donations. Basically the shelter and the stray program is supported through our clinic. So we offer subsidized services at a subsidized cost. So whatever revenue is generated from the clinic helps support the shelter.
Itself.
This is owned animals, so people bring it in for routine checkup, they bring for the vaccination, deworming, desexing, or any other vet services. So whatever income is generated from the clinic helps support this stray animals.
Do you have some government funding for that?
Yes, so we also have government grant, which basically focuses on desexing programs, because Suva itself has a huge stray and owned dogs. So I would like to highlight one thing. It's not only the stray dog, but it's also owned roaming dogs. So a lot of people who own dogs and they don't keep it in a fenced compound, they're out on the street roaming, fighting, biting people, mating with other females and making more puppies. So that's also a huge problem in Fiji. So the government is providing funds to do desexing clinics to neuter these animals so they don't reproduce and have more animals out there. So we do get government support as well. We also have kind donors, corporate sponsors, and people who make like monthly donations to help support our ongoing work.
So all this work, the educational process, where does it come in? I mean, people ought to know about what's your personal responsibility, how do you look after your pets, what are some of those things that you have to keep in mind if you are keeping a pet. So is there a process where sort of like you educate the public, or how do people know about all
this? So nowadays we are pushing it out through school education programs. We are doing events, so like we do rock markets, we piggyback on like breast cancer awareness month and different programs. We have our booth where our staff is doing education and awareness. Previously the mentality was like you show up to a family's house and they had puppies, so you say, I want a puppy, and you take a puppy home, and then you start looking after it and you just have a dog. We encourage people to basically do their research. Nowadays, the internet, Google is basically available. So you look up the requirements, like what all the animal will need when you get an animal. You basically just don't go and get a dog or a cat because it's cute, or somebody wants it in the family, or you need it for guard dog purpose. You need to understand the responsibility which comes with it, so you need to be able to feed it.
So you have an adoption?
We have a process. So when people do apply through SPCA, so we check, there's a checklist. If you meet the requirements, then yes, your application gets processed, but unfortunately if you don't, then it doesn't. There's no rules around it in Fiji currently, like who can adopt, who can't adopt, or what are the requirements you need to have. Basically,
because at the end of the day, you still want that pet to be really looked after well.
Yes.
Right. So if someone wants to adopt a pet from SPCA, you will have the numbers there, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But you have to follow the procedures.
Yes.
Right?
So like basically some basic items is to have like a fence compound. So if you don't have a fence compound, there's chances if you're living like in Waimanu Road or a busy area, Rewa Street, the dog will go out on the street and get bumped by a car, you know. So just some basic requirements are there. People are getting more educated and more keen they also do follow-ups. Like once we do adoptions, they come back for their routine vaccines yearly, you know, they come for checkups and stuff.
You have a list of sort of certain dates, a particular...
Yes, so when you basically, it's like when you go to a health center, they write on your vaccine card when you come back. So we basically have the same system. We would say that people are getting more aware and they're trying to make effort to make sure they do right by the animal. Like if they're taking in an animal, then they're making sure that they are providing for it. But there's still a bit of gap there. So our education team is working on it.
There's a lot of issues when once sort of you carry a pet home and then it grows and things like that. And then suddenly they have all sorts of bodily things, probably not enough shower or the itchiness and things like that. why is it those things happening and people are not taking care of?
Yeah, so again, it basically goes back onto...
Were they not told about it?
Yeah, so basically they don't know how to look after. So they might have picked up a dog from the street,
right,
or they got it as a present from someone, or someone basically just gave them a puppy because they're trying to get rid of the animal. And they took it because they felt obliged to it, and it did okay for 1 or 2 years because it just needed food. They were feeding and looking after it. But as they get older, they do get sick as well. You know, they get skin problems. They need to be looked after. So that's when people they reach out to us. There's a lot of people who still reach out to us and ask for help, which is good. But some of the stuff could be managed before. Like if you know about it, you can manage it before it actually gets really worse. You know, certain cases we see it has come to a stage it's really hard to do stuff about it. If it had been diagnosed early, it could have been prevented, you know, or if the client knew about it, the owner knew about how to look after the pet, they could have done something differently, you know. But I would say overall the interest is growing in Fiji. More and more people are like, they're reading online and they're calling our office, they're reaching out to us and, you know, asking questions, which is really good.
The thing is this, I was talking to one of my friend, and then the friend did mention that the pets in countries like America and other places, they are well, really nicely looked after. I hope good sense will prevail with the people over here who could look after their pets. But unfortunately, we see people stoning them, we see people sort of like hitting them, then we see them chaining, and lots of issues. That's why I asked you about the educational process, or something to which our community should know, that these are the pets, sort of you got them earlier and now you are mistreating them. So when you look at, I mean, the pets, when they come to the shelter, they have a card, they have a process. Is there a fee to all these things if they get the vet service?
Yes. So basically, as I mentioned, we do charge a subsidized fee for it. It's basically just to support our shelter, like our animals in the back, to make sure they're fed, they're looked after, their medications and stuff is covered. We do have also programs where people, if they're not able to afford, we have SPCA programs which will help you look after it. We have like payment plan options, or we can get someone to cover your bill, or reach out to someone who's able to.
And you have a social media page too?
We do.
Because right now lots of people are on social media.
Yes, so it's SPCA Fiji Islands.
Yes. So people can access that page.
So the page is active. We always put stuff on it. We're also on Instagram and Twitter, and we also have a Viber group. So if people, if they make queries or they ask questions and stuff, it's responded on. We also.
What are the most common questions that are asked by the people?
So it also depends what we actually put out. So normally when we put information out, then we get a lot of query about it. So a lot of the time people are asking basically how to look after a new puppy they have just took on, which is really good. They're actually asking in the starting how to look after it, rather than later when it's too sick, then they're reaching out to see what we could do, you know. So when they're getting a new puppy, we get a lot of queries how they can look after it, what all needs to be done, what shots needs to be taken, deworming and all those stuff. One of the other things we're really heavily pushing out and creating education and awareness is desexing, getting them desexed so they don't have too many puppies and you don't know what to do with them. So
do you have a breeding process too? I mean, explaining how it works and things like that?
Yes, we do. So normally if people have queries and stuff, they can ask the vet what's the process. We heavily...
Because they have different brand of sort of like puppies.
Yes, so we as SPCA, we don't normally push for breeding. We don't support that. But if people have queries and questions and they want to get more information on it, then they can discuss it with the vet as well. Yeah.
Every morning, wake up with a smile. With FMFT, it's all worth the while. Hey, 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 it's an FMF day. Tea time is calling, you need a quick fix. With FMFT, you have the right mix. Hey, 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 it's the FMF way.
FMF Finest Ceylon Tea is second to none.
Hey, 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 FMF all the way.
you can sip your tea right now. FMF, the finest premium Ceylon tea. Thank you for your sponsorship.
Thank you.
Very proudly associated with, of course, FMF Ceylon tea. Some of the toys and things like that people always look for, and this is about the sort of like the pets they love to play with. Do you have special shops or anything like that where people can?
We recently just introduced our shelter shop.
Yeah, because
so
I do remember someone from Singatoka.
Yeah.
They asked me, where can I get some things for my pet and things like that?
yeah, so we have a shelter shop which carries most of the products like dog accessories, cat accessories, deworming products, deflea products, toys, leash collars and stuff. But nowadays, like if you go to the supermarket as well, a lot of the supermarkets have a pet section. If you go to Extra or MH's or
any of those shops.
Yeah, so most of the pet shop, supermarkets, they also have a pet section, and they have a wide range of stuff as well. So, and you can also always do research online or go to YouTube and see how you can make some of the toys at home as well. Because certain stuff you can actually do at home. Like if you have an old T-shirt, you can plait it and make it into like a dog toy as well. So there's lots of options out there. Yeah.
The food that the shops have and the food that we serve at home, the normal tin food and whatever the food, is there a vast difference to it?
So there's a huge debate about it, but I would basically tell, as a SPCA, we do understand some of the food products which are sold at the supermarket. It's out of the budget for a lot of people in Fiji, including SPCA. So we basically substituted with the products, or we do feed cooked food, and we also do biscuits, because when we rehome our animals, we want to make sure they're already used to cooked food, because a lot of the people in Fiji are used to making the diet at home, So we have, like our clinic team has put together diet plans. So basically what is available in Fiji. Based on that. So one of those examples is like you can do like rice, boiled eggs, some milk and bele and carrots, So what is available cheaply in Fiji, and at the same time making sure your pet is getting the proper nutrition as well. You can always add extra like the dog biscuits on top, just to give the extra nutrition and it needs. But most of the diets could be prepared at home, and it's available on our website as well.
The licensing process, there is a license you paid, right? That has to be paid to SPCA or to the government?
So Ministry of Agriculture is the one who basically enforces it and puts it out there, but we have a MO.
Is it a must?
It's a must, but it's not heavily policed in Fiji. So, but SPCA also sells it on behalf of Ministry. So if people are looking to purchase it, they can either get it at SPCA office or one of the MOA offices as well.
The leash, always said that your dogs should be always sort of within your compound and things like that. And sometimes what happens is scenarios pop up where the dog bites someone. Those are the things. How do you handle those kind of situations?
Yeah, so we normally say that leash your dogs if you're out in the public, and make sure your dog is within your compound, because that's just the right pet ownership. That's your responsibility, If you own a pet, then it's your responsibility as well. They don't know that well. So we do get lots of complaints where own dogs are out on the street and biting people, and then people end up complaining, a stray dog beat me.
Yeah.
And then in the end of the day, the stray dogs gets put down, or people take action against the stray dog. So it's just basic human responsibility. It's basic human responsibility to make sure if you own a pet, then it's your responsibility, it stays within the compound. I would say if it does end up biting someone, then that person can make a police complaint to your local police station, and the law enforcement will look into it. There are rules about it. There has been cases where the police and ministry has taken people to court and task. So there is rules and regulation. Again, I would encourage people to get in touch with our office, and they will help you with the process. They will explain you what needs to be done from there.
What is your final message to all those people, pet owners, who you think certain level of responsibility Generally, what would be your message?
I would basically say if you're keeping a pet, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. Do the right thing. If you own a pet, get it D-sex. I would just give a quick example. A lot of the times people don't get their animals D-sex, and then when they have puppies, litters, they expect SPCA to take it. There are some naughty people who put it in a carton or a sack and they put it on the side of the road.
Doesn't look good.
It's no good. It's no good. You could just simply stop that by just doing a simple desexing process. We have multiple free desexing clinics going on. Go to one of the clinics, take your time out and get your dog desexed or cat. So you're not doing the wrong thing, because karma will come for you eventually.
Of course.
Yes. And be good pet owners. Be kind to stray animals. If you see a stray dog out there, try to feed it. Try to get the help it is. Contact SPCA. Try to come up with a plan. And we are understaffed and under-resourced. We might not respond straight away, but we will definitely look into it or try to come up with a plan for it and try to help that animal.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise. Thank you so much for having us.
Lots of information came out, and I'm quite sure our viewers and our listeners, they must have enjoyed lots of information. If they need, of course, they can contact SPCA. You can still finish your tea there.
Thank you.
Of course, FMF finest premium Ceylon tea. We enjoy our tea.
Yeah.
And thank you for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.